We are joined by Marty Nevshemal, Vice President of Finance for the Sprint Corporation. A veteran of the U.S. Marines, Marty oversees $16.5 billion in annual expenditures for America's third largest telecommunication company, which services over 55 million wireless customers. We're also joined by Wanda Satryb. Wanda served in the U.S. Air Force in Japan as a communications expert. As Vice President of Business Customer Service and Technical Support at Sprint, Wanda is responsible for nearly 6,000 associates in the organization. Wanda and Marty, thank you so much for being with us here on Hiring America. So let's start talking about the commitment that Sprint has in hiring more military veterans and joining the workforce here. What are some of the initiatives and programs and resources here in place that Sprint has, Wanda?
We have several. One dimension is our military outreach, where we actually go to military bases and do job transition workshops. And another one that we have is, I think my experience has been one of the toughest things we have is translating a military resume into a civilian job function. I don't think that most military folks realize that they're serving customers every day. You know, if you're transporting medics to a clinic, you're serving them as they're a customer, and they're relying on you to get them there timely, safe, and as by plan. So helping them correlate that the people they service every day are customers, just like civilian customers, and how to put that in their interview speak so that it comes across and they can connect the dots as to how it goes from one world to the next.
Well, it's got to be, in some cases, really fulfilling to see that and satisfying to see when they do have that light bulb moment, so to speak, and say, actually, I can apply it. What else is needed? What else is needed for corporate America, for other businesses, for other entities to take note and say, you know what, these are people who will make great employees and working for us and helping us grow as a company?
You know, I can't speak for everybody, I'll speak for Sprint. I mean, I think the way I look at it is some of the junior enlisted or junior Marines, corporals and sergeants and those folks, I mean, they have a lot of leadership experience that we need to make sure that they identify when they come and interview. I can teach technical things to folks, but the leadership part is a lot harder to teach. And I really value, and I think, again, they have to identify this, I really value the fact that there's a lot of leadership training that goes into these young Marines and these young sailors and soldiers, and it's something that needs to be leveraged.
I think, to add on to Marty, the other thing I always coach when I have the opportunity to talk to veterans is getting your foot in the door is half the battle. So your ideal job may be something different, but this is a performance-based company. Once you're in the company, your performance determines where you can go. So maybe settling for what's not your ideal job to get in the door and then working towards that job is an opportunity.
Tell us a little bit about that background with the military.
Sure. I was trained as a intelligence officer. My background was with an infantry battalion as a staff officer. I bring that, you know, to meetings, and sometimes my folks kind of say, okay, Marty's going military on me, or anything like that, which isn't necessarily all bad. But I really try and bring a structure and calmness to some of those meetings and say, hey, this is a complex solution, or this is a complex problem. Let's find the solution. Let's discuss the solution. Let's discuss it openly and pick the alternative. That might not be the 100% solution, but it's the 80% solution that allows you to adjust at the end.
And Wanda, in your experience, you talk about military speak and the decoding, and it seems like it has been easier for you, if not effortless. And where does that come from?
I think that comes from my start. I started in the Air Force as an enlisted airman in tech control, and I transitioned over to Sprint into the same job. I literally started as a non-exempt employee, and over the course of 30 years have built my career to where it is today through all of that confidence and flexibility and integrity and camaraderie and willingness to team and do what it takes to get the job done and make decisions quickly when the decision wasn't there. All of those are foundations I learned in the Air Force, and to this day put my career as being built off of that.
Is there any particular resource, a website, a phone number, if somebody says this is a perfect fit? I can be a Wanda, I can be a Marty and transition out of the military and have the same success and career growth that they had in a perfect world. Where can they turn?
I mean, I think, you know, with a tech company, everything starts sort of at the website. And so I do invite folks to go out to sprint.com and start there. but then endeavor to try and find local contacts within the military. The military tends to be a small organization, and there's a lot of veterans here, within Sprint. And if you can find one of those, I mean, start opening the door that way too.
Yeah, absolutely agree with Marty's approach.
Thank you both for being with us, Marty and Wanda, for sharing with Sprint's efforts in hiring military veterans here on Hiring America. Thank you.
Thank you.